Greetings, Bob Grushenkis with Eli, back again with my bud and freaky partner, Greg Joy from YeahWeDoThat.biz. And we're doing 2 videos tonight, and we're trying to keep them short, and we're just having such a good time, we figured we'd do another one. Why not? So, how you doing, Greg? Since the last time I had.
Doing good. Haven't seen you for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know, yeah. We're getting to be a regular old hat at this video thing. So anyway, the second video we want to do tonight, we want to touch on 2 topics, and one of them is the Ron Raffaelli versus Getty Images lawsuit that's been in the works for quite some time now. For those of you that aren't familiar, I'll give you a quick rundown. Ron Raffaelli is known as the rock and roll photographer. He's taken some iconic images and owns the copyrights to them. Apparently, he had some images that were stolen, looted. Looted was mentioned in the lawsuit from his studios, and now they have appeared in Getty's library mysteriously. So that's a lawsuit that's been in the works. He's claiming copyright infringement, and he wants his pictures back, and he wants a little change to go along with that. Can't say I blame him. But Greg had a couple points that he wanted to bring up. I've been following the case. It's been moving along at a snail's pace like all the rest of them, but it's one of the ones that I do check in on from time to time to see if there's any new stuff going on with it. What did you I know you wanted to bring up one particular thing, Greg, that I didn't even catch on until this evening, actually, and something that Oscar had mentioned, and I know I read the post, I read the thread, and it just didn't register with me. I don't know if I had other things going on or if we were in the middle of, some other, Timothy McCormick bashing or what have you. But it didn't click with me until tonight. But what is it that you wanted to bring up? And then I'll throw my 2 cents in.
Well, like you said, Oscar had mentioned it, and I went and I read the actual complaint and everything after that. It's just Getty being hypocritical, where most of the people will tell Getty, which is true, that when they get the letter, that it's an innocent and non-willful infringement. Like myself, I got my image from a website where the person put their name on it with a title, making it appear that they own the image. And it was offered in a free public directory, and I explained all that to Getty, and Getty's response is it doesn't matter how you got it, where you got it, or anything. It's infringement, and you owe us the money. Mm-hmm. Yet with this rock photo case, Getty is making the same claim that, we don't believe there's any infringement, but if there was, we assure you that it was innocent and non-willful. And so because of that, we don't really think that we owe you anything. And I just find it extremely hypocritical that, Getty, on the one hand, if it's the people that they're sending out the letters to, it doesn't matter. But if it's them, then, it was a mistake. Don't worry about it.
It appears like what Oscar had said. It's good for the goose is good for the gander. I guess that's how they look at it. That they can. I guess maybe they feel special. I don't know, but it is rather hypocritical. And I do think something else that Oscar had mentioned. I think that for those of you that are going to respond to Getty, and we've pretty much everybody has come to the conclusion that if you're going to respond to Getty, respond once, be done with it, instead of going the whole back and forth. And you've done that, and it's a huge time suck. And you may not, it may not get you anywhere. But if you are going to respond, that it might be worthwhile to throw that back in their face and say, in this lawsuit that you got going on right now, Getty's saying, it was innocent, it wasn't willful, we shouldn't have to pay. So what's the difference between Getty and the letter recipient? Besides them being, a multi-billion-dollar company and us small mom and pops, that are, busting our ass to pay our mortgage. And you got, Jonathan Klein over there, who I'm sure, his mortgage is probably paid off. I would, reckon to guess. I definitely think it's something that, we should include, any correspondence to them. It's not going to get anywhere, but it would be nice just to throw it in their face. And I think, most of the clerks, your pen pal, what's his name, Douglas Beaker?
Beaker. Beaker,
Beaker. I always think, I think of the Muppet guy, Beaker. The tall, skinny guy with the red hair. Yeah, that's him, yeah. I think most of those clerks, and I'm going to call them clerks, or interns maybe, they probably don't even know that Getty's being sued, by this guy, Ron Raffelli. They may not even know that. After all, they just work in the compliance department. So my guess is you throw something like that, and they're going to be like, "Whoa, what is this?" But at least it shows that you've done your due diligence, and you're just not basically talking out your ass. You've done your homework, and you're somewhat educated on the situation. And that's and that makes you look that much better.
And I think it would help you if it should ever come to the point where Getty were to take you to court, showing that you've done the research and everything. But I can tell you from my standpoint that it still doesn't matter to Getty. It's just about the money, because in my last letter I explained to him, I went over the Getty versus Advernet case. I went over and said, my request for proof of claim is more than reasonable in light of the Getty v. Advernet, in light of that you've got a $12 million class action lawsuit against you in Israel for making claims on images that you are not allowed to. I listed several different things in there, and it didn't matter. The response was basically that if you don't pay us within 14 days, we're now going to escalate it to the legal department.
Right.
Which that was, a couple months ago, and I still haven't heard anything yet. So,
yeah, anticipate something coming right around the 3-month mark. That seems to be the trend. When they do threaten to escalate, it seems to be, about 3 months, and then like clockwork, every 3 months, they just keep rehashing it. But they're gonna have their hands full with you if they would choose to go that route.
Right, because in that last letter I sent him explaining all that too. Remember, I also went ahead and included my NCS letter so that if it goes to NCS, it automatically comes right back to him, kicks it right back to him, and let him know that if it does go to McCormick or anybody else, and I receive one word from McCormick or Ashanti or any of his paralegals, the next round of letters goes out against him as well as you, meaning Getty, and there will be complaints going to the Washington, Idaho, and Oregon State Bar Associations against McCormick, in addition to all of the other places, the BBB, Attorney General, FTC, everything else.
It would not surprise me if you did get a letter, but it was not from NCS or McCormick, but it would, actually comes from they have another outside attorney whose name escapes me at the moment, but we have seen another letter from another outside attorney, and the letter
I remember that letter.
And the letter is much more civil. It's not It's not nearly as nasty and over the top as McCormick's. But the bottom line is, it's just another, collection attorney for, all intents and purposes. So yeah, we should probably get on the forum and bring that Raffelli case back to the top, give it a little bump, being that we're discussing it, just so people don't have to dig for it to find it. It's probably buried. It's probably buried pretty far down there. That was quite a while ago. And I'll get on the Pacer and I'll see if there's any new documents in regards to that case. I don't know, or if you already looked at Pacer, because I know you're digging around in there too nowadays.
I have not looked for the Raffelli in there, and also the other thing that we had mentioned that before we went on here, you were going to check on too, because I know I'm interested in it, was the Getty versus the Tree Freshener, or the Tree Freshener versus Getty, suing them for copyright infringement of having images with their Christmas trees hanging from rearview mirrors and things.
Yes, and I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that that's not only a copyright infringement case, but that's also a trademark infringement case, because that tree...
I didn't know that.
That tree, they have that tree trademarked, the tree itself. So I think that's a double dipper there. And I'll look up that and see if there's anything new on that, because that's pretty interesting, because, there was a lot of photographers that were just taking stock images that had the tree in it, selling them to Getty.
Right.
And I think since then I haven't checked since I first saw that case, but Getty has taken all of those images out of their library at this point.
I believe you're correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
but that's another one of those where, like we were saying, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, because Getty always says doesn't matter how or you obtained it or where or anything. If you obtained it and used it or posted it, and Getty definitely was offering them for sale. So
yeah, and I believe they're saying the same thing there. That it wasn't their fault that their photographers or contributors were supplying these pictures, but it should be on Getty's shoulders too. If they're going to accept something, to make sure it doesn't have a trademark, a logo in it. They're not going to take. Right. If I go out and take a picture of the hood of my car, they're not going to take that picture because it's got a Toyota logo on it. That's just, right. That's just common sense. But apparently the Christmas tree thing got by them.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that kind of goes right back to the third party thing where I purchased my stuff from a web developer who was unethical and used things, I had no idea, and that's this kind of the same situation for Getty, that their artists uploaded the stuff, they had no idea, but yet Getty seems to think that it doesn't matter about the web developer and all that, you still owe them money, so again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah,
and you just reminded me of something else, and I'm taking this video in a completely different direction.
That's all right.
We were gonna.
That's what the ELI Factor is for.
Yeah, we were going to talk about a new user that came on. I'm going to scrap that idea right now. We may get back to him in another video or see if he comes back. But you just reminded me of something about hiring third-party developers and whatnot. I think the username is Mike467, who's on the forums, and he's got the picture of the cloud that he got from a template.
Right. Well, I've been following that one.
Okay. Today he posted images of those templates. A company that I work with, that I actually lease rack space from, gave me, as part of working with them, 5,000 templates that I can use at my will. One of those templates is in that group. I know for a fact because as soon as I saw it, I recognized it.
Right.
So there's another instance of people giving away this stuff. I don't use the templates they gave it to me. I've never used them because I don't do that. I don't do anything template driven. And I posted 2 links there, and they actually gave me a website that I can send you to as a potential client where you could purchase the template from me, even though it's not my template. You could, there's prices there. You could add it to the cart and everything, and you'd be purchasing it from me. Problem is, I don't own any of that stuff. And there's, and it does say in their fine print, which I did go look at today, that it's a royalty-free license. So there is some language in there that would make you think that you could use it, but there's also another section that says, they won't be held liable for, any issues that come up regarding anything. And those templates all have stock images in them. They're loaded with them.
Right.
And some of them are going to be Getty, some of them are going to be iStock.
Absolutely.
God only knows where they're coming from. And it's
well, my advice is to anybody there, and that's what I've done, because I actually kind of went out of my way. I had 3 photos on my website that were not mine, and they were all on my blog. Just something kind of humorous to go with what I was writing about.
Right.
Those are since all gone, of course, but I went out of my way to try to make sure that what I was finding was either free, public domain, or, just no copyright. But my advice to everybody, you just can't trust it, and unless it's something from the government, like NASA or something like that, where it's public domain and it's free and public domain, just use your own images. Cameras are good now, and you can take wonderful pictures, and you don't have to have skills, as I can attest, because I've got some nice pictures of my work, and I have a very nice camera, and it's got this neat button on it. It's got a million little buttons on it, but the one that I use says auto, and it works great.
Yep, exactly.
And you can take some amazing photographs with it.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Getty sued Template Monster because Template Monster was using all of their images, and Getty had said at one point, if you get a letter and it's from Template Monster that they can't collect the money because they already collected it from Template Monster. And I've seen several instances where Template Monster, didn't pick up the ball and help those recipients. And I think legally they're supposed to. I've seen, on the other side of the coin, I've seen lots of examples where they have, stepped up to the plate and done what they've done. But I have seen some where they haven't. You can't trust anything that's out there. Nothing is free. The bottom line is this day and age, nothing is free anymore. That's the nuts and bolts of it. So, was there anything else that you wanted to hit on? I'm trying to watch the clock here so we don't go too long. But if you had anything else to mention, have at it.
Other than that other user, but we can do that one for another video.
Yeah, let's save him for another video. And you know what? I just assume see if he even comes back before I waste my breath because I'm ready. He kind of ticked me off. I'm just gonna leave it there. He kind of ticked me off the way he came barging in there and spewing. I'd say let's wait and see if he comes back, and then maybe we could give a little education if he needs it. I don't think he'll be back though. I think he's gone. So I think so. Yeah. So I think that'll wrap this up. Everybody, if anybody else wants to jump in on the video bandwagon, let myself or Greg or Matt, wherever the hell Matt is, let him know that you want to do a video, and or we could do. We're going to try to get some kind of streaming thing going here, so we can have users come on and stream with us and ask us questions and things like that. So if anybody's interested, definitely let us know. The more, the merrier. You could come on in disguise. We could put a bag over your head, whatever you want to do. It's all in fun, but it's serious. It's a serious issue. But we try to make light of it when we can, and it's much better that way than just being totally serious all the time. And it relieves the stress. So, yes. Absolutely. So, that's it. And, we will be doing a video with Matt this week, come hell or high water, because I'm going to have him here in my studio, as it were. And, I'm going to hold him to it. I don't know if we're going to do it here. Maybe I'll drag him down to the ocean or something. But we will be doing a video.
There we go.
Come hell or high water. So that's it for this one. And, I think that's 5 we got under our belt now. 3 with
Excellent.
you and a couple more. So, we're just going to keep plugging away. And we'll talk to you soon. And we'll talk to you soon there, Mr. Greg.
All right. Thank you, Bob. You have a great night.
All right. You too.
Bye.